welcome to the Gross Factor with Lamont Gross. Tonight we will be sitting down with Abdul Rahman Zeitoun, an American Syrian whose unbelievable story of courage goes beyond the saga of the average Katrina survivor. Please welcome Abdul Rahman Zeitoun.
Yay!
Thank you. It is an honor to be here today.
So, Mr. Zeitoun, from what I understand, you are quite the family man. Is that correct?
Yes. I have family in Syria and here in the United States and in Spain. And my family, we are very close with each other. In Syria, we believe that a family is a God-given institution and they're here to guide you and protect you. So all my life, I've been under the guidance of my family, and I have a wife named Kathy, and I have 4 children: Safia, Nadima, Zachary, and Aisha.
Oh,
And I'm very proud of my children.
That's quite nice that you're that fatherly figure in your life. When did you come from Syria to America?
It was 1982. I was working for freighters in the shipping business, international, and I loved this job, but there was no sense of permanent settlement in any one of these places, so I decided to settle down in New Orleans, and I found an American girl who was was a student of the Islamic religion, and she converted to Islam, so I wanted to marry a girl who was Islamic, so that's why I married Kathy.
That's an interesting story about your wife there. What do you do for a living here in America?
I own a business and we paint, and we are known as Zeitoun, a painting contractor, and we have 2 offices in the New Orleans area, and we paint houses.
What were your thoughts about the oncoming hurricane and when you learned of it in the days prior to hitting New Orleans?
Well, lots of my clients have property, and I knew that they were going to be gone, so I wanted to oversee their property, because if it was destroyed in the hurricane, I wanted to be there to protect it and possibly repair damages that were done to the property.
I see. Okay, so no offense, but why would you stay behind in an empty city while a Category 5 hurricane bears down upon it?
Well, I did not know it now, but it ended up that I would be helping people, and I would be feeding dogs and helping people escape from their flooded houses. But originally my intent was to watch over these properties.
Oh, very nice. It's very nice of you to do something like that for your business, to really care about the people, your clientele. So what really compelled you to help these people?
Well, I believe that I'm a very religious man, and I pray 5 times a day, and I am very devout in the Islam religion. And I believe that God put me here and put me in this position to help these people. And I believe that when there is someone that is needing of help and you do not help them, then that is a sin.
So in your book, Zeitoun, by Dave Eggers, you make a big deal out of September 6, 2005. Tell us what happened on that morning.
Well, that was a very tragic morning for me. I was with 4 of my neighbors, and they were taking shelter in my house because I had excess food, and suddenly National Guard soldiers and police forces stormed into my house and arrested me because they thought that I was looting a Walgreens. So we were taken to a camp for detained prisoners known as Camp Greyhound, and it basically was Guantanamo Bay in America. It was a makeshift jail with outdoor cages, and they were putting people in there, and they had the pepper spray, and they were profiling me, calling me a terrorist. They threw me on the ground, handcuffed me, beat me into the ground. It was a very bad situation.
And what were these conditions like at this Camp Greyhound, speak of?
They were absolutely, I felt like I was some sort of zoo animal. they were outdoor cages, as I mentioned earlier, and there was a train engine next to the camp, so it was impossible to get any sort of sleep whatsoever. So the conditions were overall very terrible, poor, and quite frankly, they were not being fair to the prisoners. Many of them were black, and there were some Islamic prisoners, and we were being called racial slurs, and they were hurting us and pepper spraying our faces.
So, before you mentioned about being profiled by these guards and officers, now how do you believe that such an injustice like this is able to happen today, in today's time?
Well, I believe that in any country there is going to be people that mistrust other people that are different from them. But the important thing to remember from this is that people are all the same, and for the most part, we just want to get along. So if you can respect people's differences, then there will not be racial profiling. But because there was such mistrust among people, that is why I was profiled, and many of my friends who went to Camp Greyhound were profiled.
Very interesting. So what, Mr. Zeitoun, is the overall message behind your story?
Well, to me, the overall message is, first of all, to always fight and never give up hope and never stop trying, because even in the bleakest of circumstances, things may get better for you. I spent maybe 3 days at Camp Greyhound and was sent to a maximum security prison, and this whole time my wife was thinking that I was dead. So finally, when the word got her of the detainment of me at the maximum security prison, she hired lawyers and got me out. But the important thing is to never give up hope, and you must also trust people as if they were your brother.
Well, that is very compelling, Mr. Zeitoun. Ladies and gentlemen, Abdul Rahman Zeitoun, everybody.
Thank you for having me here.
You can read his story in his new book, Zeitoun, by Dave Eggers, available nationwide in bookstores. With the Gross Factor, I'm Lamont Gross, and you've been served.